This is one, it's called a Top Performance slicker brush. It's medium. I have a couple of them. I also have a smaller one for tighter areas, also out of Pet Edge. You'd think I was a representative, but I'm not. I like this brush. Okay, and initially you're going to want to brush in the direction of the hair growth. So you're going to want to come down the back. And the more snags and little tangles you pull out, the quieter the brushing gets. This also helps straighten the hair, separate the hair so it finishes drying quicker and straighter. A lot of you may be using a handheld hair dryer, and that's fine. Just make sure you move that hair dryer around a lot so that the heat doesn't get too much for the dog in any one area. Turn this way, baby. I don't put my dogs on a noose. I probably would have better control, but I just think it works good for me this way. There are a couple of my seniors that would pretty much rather jump than stand here, and those go on a noose. But the ones that get groomed frequently are allowed to stay off the noose. And the head, back away. You're not going to want to brush the hair a lot if it's really wet, because you can tear the hair. And that will break it, which will put little pieces down under the coat, which will mean more tangles and mats. So just got to be careful when you're brushing hair that is damp, that you don't get too rough. And also don't push in too hard, because you really want to get to the skin, but you don't want to brush burn the dog. And you can very easily. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go to low setting. dry. But I'm going to brush her again and then go over one last time. Another thing, I have some dogs that do not like to hear the sound of the dryer. Some really object to the air blowing around their ears. While I'm blowing, you'll see me doing something like that. I'm pinching off her ear canal so no air is going to go down there. You want to make sure that you don't put forced air into the ear canal or in her eyes. It would be harmful either way. But this stopping occasionally and brushing really does help. If you're hand drying with a handheld hair dryer, you're going to want to try to prop that up or use a groomer's arm to allow you both hands so that you can brush while your hair is drying. The act of the brushing is what separates the hair, straightens the hair, and makes the hair fluffy. Now I like to comb it against the growth because it's starting to get pretty dry. She's a little wet over here around the ear yet, but I'll finish that up shortly. I just want to make sure everything is fairly brushed. Another thing about the forced air hair dryers, the high velocity or HV hair dryers, is they force the hair apart in such a way that you can actually see mats and you can stop and get them out. One product I use frequently, and it is a human hair product, but I find that it's good, is Miracle 7, and it comes from Sally's Beauty Supply. This is a spray-on leave-in mist. So if you get those little ones that stick up around here, you just spritz it on, comb it down, and they don't stand up as bad. If you have a real nasty mat, you can also spray this on, separate the hair, and when you separate the hair, you try to get the big knot in the mat out, and then you start from the ends of the hair brushing and work down in toward the skin. And you just keep that up until you get your mat out. This is, now if I've done any kind of bleaching for shows or anything, I would use this on her. You really won't need this, but you can get it and thin it down if you want to and spray it. It doesn't matter. It's just a really good deep conditioner if they have a problem with a super dry coat. You could use it. And I have, okay, this way. Okay, I'm going to finish up some brushing here and go back to the final blow dry. Stand. This is probably the most important process to your whole groom. This is what is getting your hair, all the hair, to stand up, so it'll be a nice even groom. Getting those curls out is a really important step. And I'll also show you how I wrap the tail to keep it out of my way, because a lot of mine have really fluffy tails, and I can't see to groom their bottoms or between their rear legs, any of that. So it's a good idea to know how to do it properly so you're not doing it too tight, so that it would bother the dog. Here.